everyone. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving break. My name is Kate Haygood. This is Megan Ward and Allison Soward. Our presentation or our project was on Tools of the Blogging Trade, a study of how dialogic principles help organizations structure blogs to build relationships. We focused on the dialogic theory and the 5 principles of the dialogic theory that affect relationship building in the product-focused blog world. So blogs such as like the Tom's blog that we use, you buy shoes from Tom's, such as that. So these 5 principles are usefulness of information, feedback loops, ease of interface, conservation of visitors, and generation of return visitors. And in previous research, these 5 elements, when applied to social media on the World Wide Web, has cultivated long-lasting and truly effective relationships. So we looked at that research, and based on some further research about how blogs were a very specific way that the dialogic theory is applied, we came up with our project, which was an experiment, and our 3 hypotheses were: if blog users experience high levels of dialogic potential when engaging with a high dialogic blog, whether blogs that incorporate principles of the dialogic theory are more effective at establishing relationships with their publics than those that do not, and 3, if there's a difference in reaction to dialogic capacity based on gender.
Like Kate said, to answer these 3 questions, we performed a post-test only experiment. The independent variable manipulated in the study was the level of dialogic principles present, and the dependent variable that was measured was relationship potential. We did a sample of 142 Southeastern College students. 61 of the participants were in a high dialogic cell where they were exposed to a high dialogic blog, which was Tom's blog. 61 participants were in a low dialogic cell where they were exposed to a low dialogic blog, which was Converse blog, and 20 participants were in our control cell. Tom's and Converse blogs were coded in the initial steps of the project by all members of the research team based on the 32-item content analysis code book for the dialogic theory. Tom's coded high at 26 and Converse coded low at 17. The participants in the treatment cells, upon arriving at the study, were given a 10-minute exposure time where they were asked to engage with the blog, only one of the blogs, whichever cell they were in, as much as they could. Follow links, post comments, look at videos, look at audio, all that fun stuff. And then they were asked to close the blog after 10 minutes and complete the post-test questionnaire. The control group did the same thing. They completed the post-test questionnaire, but they received no treatment. And they were asked to answer the questions based on their general perception of blogs, their past experience with blogs, versus their specific use of a blog. The post-test questionnaire featured questions about participants' demographics, blog usage, organization awareness. The relationship potential was measured using the relationship maintenance strategy scale, which is a 24-item Likert scale that we received an alpha of 0.876. The dialogic principles were measured using a new exploratory scale that we developed for this study. It included 29 genre-appropriate items on a 5-point Likert scale. Our results, our first research question, was supported as participants continuously experienced higher levels of dialogic potential with the high dialogic Tom's blog over the low dialogic Converse blog. This held true for all 5 principles at statistically significant rates. Research question number 2 was also supported as participants experienced higher levels of relationship potential with the high dialogic Tom's blog. And research question 3 was supported as there proved to be a difference in reaction to the useful information category, which is one of the principles, where a t-test proved that females react at a higher statistically significant rate than males.
Even though our hypotheses were supported, it was not without limitation. First of all, the presence of the Hawthorne effect was in our study, and the fact that our experiment was conducted in a computer lab in a controlled setting with us supervising could have made some participants feel a little less comfortable than they may have had they been taking the experiment in a more natural setting on their own. Future studies could conduct experiments in different settings that might reduce this effect. Also, we did not include a manipulation check in our questionnaire. While it's believed that all of our participants were aware of the manipulation received, it cannot be 100% certain due to the lack of results in this category. So future studies should also be sure to include their manipulation check. Our sample was limited to Southeastern college students, mostly young people between the ages of 18 and 29 or 30. Future studies should expand the demographic to include other regional participants, older citizens, more diverse younger groups. Also, our N size was 142, so if we were to do this over again and for future studies, we would recommend at least doubling that size to 300. It would increase generalizability. Since we use convenience sampling as our method, generalizable results are also a little scarce because that method is generally known to reduce generalizability. Finally, while both organizations we studied were shoe companies, the Tom Shoes Company contributes to a cause, which could manipulate feelings of audience connectedness. Also, since they were corporate companies and product-focused blogs, this may not be generalizable to other industries like the nonprofit sector, government agencies, and personal for-profit blogs. So for future studies, we would recommend that groups look into those organizations conducting experiments in those other sectors. The fact that our study is confined to the corporate blogs and blogs only, we want to say that full accounts of full complete relationships between organizations and publics cannot be measured 100% because other factors come into play, such as face-to-face interactions, discussions, chat rooms, and other social media pages like Facebook and MySpace. So the full scope of a relationship cannot really be measured 100% through this blog study. So other future studies could look at other social media sites like Facebook or online chat rooms or MySpace, as well as face-to-face like storefront interactions to help just generalize results. And that's it. Thank you.